Have you ever had that moment late at night, when you're getting ready for bed, and suddenly you realize your eyes feel heavier than usual? Maybe the room feels a little blurrier. Maybe the words on the page don't look as sharp. Or maybe you wake up in the morning and your eyes feel dry, irritated, or strained, and you just sigh and say to yourself, well, I guess that's just part of getting older. But what if it isn't? What if some of those little changes you've been ignoring, those tiny frustrations you brush off as normal, are actually your eyes whispering for a bit more support? And what if the relief you've been hoping for, the comfort you've been wishing for, is sitting quietly in something as simple, as gentle, as natural, as 4 oils you can take right before bed? Because here's the truth, you've used your eyes your whole life. You've watched children grow. You've read letters, recipes, newspapers. You've seen sunsets, birthdays, laughter, good days and hard days. Your eyes have carried decades of memories. Decades of living. Decades of loving. So when they start sending little signals we often ignore, it matters. And it matters more than we're sometimes willing to admit. For many seniors, eyesight changes don't arrive in one big dramatic moment. They sneak in gently, slowly, quietly. A little dryness here. A little glare at night. A little trouble focusing when the light is dim. Nothing big enough to cause panic, but just noticeable enough to make life feel a little harder than it used to. And yet, supporting your eyes doesn't always require a long list of treatments or complicated routines. Sometimes, the answers are softer. Simpler. Often overlooked. Sometimes, nature itself leaves clues, gentle, nourishing clues, that can help you protect the vision you still have, and comfort the eyes that have served you for so many years. That's why today's video matters. Because whether you're dealing with dryness, irritation, blurry evenings, or just want to protect what you have for as long as possible, there are natural steps you can take. Steps that don't overwhelm you. Steps that don't feel like doctor's orders. Just 4 natural oils, each one unique, each one powerful, each one used by seniors who say it helps soothe nighttime dryness, support clearer vision, improve comfort, or nourish the eyes from the inside out while you sleep. And I want you to stay with me until the very end, because the 4th oil is the most overlooked one of all. Most people never think of it when it comes to eye health, yet it plays one of the biggest roles in long-term protection. You'll understand why once we get there. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. I want to know who's watching. I want to know who's ready to take small, natural steps toward healthier, more comfortable eyes. So before we start, just comment, "I'm ready," below. Let me know you're here, listening, and taking your health into your own hands. And if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide, where we talk about the things that truly matter as we age, your comfort, your independence, your peace of mind. Let's begin with the first oil. The one that surprises people the most, because it sounds almost too simple for how much comfort it can bring. Omega-3 fish oil. I want you to picture someone for a moment. Someone like John. John is 72. A quiet man. A man who loved ending his evenings with a good book. Every night, he would sit in his favorite chair, lamp on, book open, glasses just right. It was his routine, his peace, his little joy. But slowly, almost too slowly to notice at first, his eyes began to betray him. By the time he reached the last pages of a chapter, his eyes felt scratchy, heavy, tired. Sometimes he'd blink a few times hoping it would help, but the words still blurred. Some nights he'd stop reading early, frustrated, telling himself, well, that's just old age. Nothing to do about it. And maybe you felt that too. That slow shift. That feeling that something familiar suddenly asks for more effort than it used to. But here's what changed everything for John. One evening, during a casual chat with a friend, he mentioned how his eyes felt at night. His friend smiled and said, why not try taking omega-3 fish oil before bed? It helped my eyes more than I expected. John shrugged. It sounded too easy, too ordinary. But he tried it anyway, and within a few weeks, he noticed something. His eyes didn't burn at night. The dryness wasn't as sharp. And he could finally get through his chapter again, comfortably. It wasn't magic. It was simply giving his eyes the nourishment they had been missing. You see, omega-3 fatty acids are like oil for a rusty hinge. They ease stiffness, calm irritation, and help your eyes produce healthy tears. And as we grow older, we naturally get less of these fats in our diet. It's not because you're doing anything wrong, it's just one of those quiet shifts that happens with age. But here's the important part. Dry eyes often start inside the body, not on the surface. That's why so many seniors lean on eye drops, thinking they'll solve the problem. And yes, drops can help for a moment. But they don't always address the deeper cause. If the oils your body needs are low, no amount of droplets on the surface can fully replace what's missing within. This is where omega-3 steps in. Taken before bed, it works while you sleep, exactly when your body naturally repairs itself. A small capsule, or even a teaspoon if you prefer liquid, can help calm the inflammation that builds up throughout the day. It supports tear production, so your eyes stay moisturized naturally. Not forced, not artificially, but gently and steadily. And when you wake up, your eyes feel less gritty, less irritated, less strained. It may not erase every problem overnight, but it gives your eyes a fair chance to stay comfortable, especially during the hours when dryness tends to peak. Omega-3 is one of the simplest nighttime habits you can build, and one of the most helpful for aging eyes that just need a little extra support. But dryness isn't the only challenge seniors face at night. For many people, the world looks different once the sun goes down. Lights feel harsher. Glare becomes stronger. Details seem harder to see. That brings us to the second oil, one with a long history, one used quietly for generations, and one that many seniors overlook even though it can make a real difference. Castor oil. I want you to picture someone else now. Someone like Mary. Mary is 69, soft-spoken, gentle, the kind of woman who loved taking evening walks. She'd stroll around her neighborhood just as the sun was dipping down, breathing in the cool air, watching the streetlights flicker on one by one. Those walks were her peace. Her little escape. But slowly, things began to change. Streetlights didn't look sharp anymore, they had a halo around them. Car headlights felt too bright. Reading in dim light became frustrating. And the moment the daylight faded, her eyes struggled to keep up. At first, she blamed it on getting older. Then she blamed it on needing new glasses. Then she blamed it on tired eyes. But in truth, something deeper was happening, something many seniors experience without even realizing it. One afternoon, while cleaning out an old drawer, Mary found something interesting. A tiny brown bottle her grandmother had kept. Castor oil. A remedy her grandmother had used for all kinds of things, skin, joints, dryness, even calming the delicate skin around her eyes. That discovery sent Mary searching. Learning, connecting dots she hadn't connected before. Castor oil isn't just an old-fashioned household item. It's a deeply nourishing oil, rich in something called ricinoleic acid, a compound known for its soothing properties. It helps support moisture, calm irritation, and hydrate the delicate skin around the eyes. Now here's the part most people don't know. Castor oil is not meant to be placed directly inside the eye. That's where many get it wrong. Some people hear the word oil and assume they should drip it right into the eye, and that can cause more harm than good. Others believe castor oil is only for hair growth or joint massages, and never consider it for eye comfort at all. But when used properly, a tiny amount taken orally before bed, or gently massaged around the closed eyelids, Not inside the eye, it supports hydration in a natural way. It helps calm irritated eyelid skin, which plays a big role in how your eyes feel. And it gives your eyes a softer, more refreshed feeling when you wake up. Mary tried it, carefully, gently, the right way. And after a while, she noticed something. Her eyes didn't feel as strained at night. The glare wasn't as harsh. Dim lights weren't as intimidating. And those evening walks? They slowly became enjoyable again. Castor oil works differently than omega-3. While omega-3 nourishes your eyes from the inside, castor oil focuses on supporting the outer parts. The eyelids, the moisture barrier, the comfort layers that protect your eyes every day. Together, they create a kind of harmony. Internal support. External comfort. Gentle relief. But as helpful as dryness support and eyelid hydration are, they're not the only challenge seniors face. There's another issue many people whisper about. Some notice they need more light to see clearly. Some notice details fading. Some notice a haze that wasn't there before. And that's where the next oil steps in. An oil known for its strength, its protective power, and its ability to support the very clarity of your vision. Let's move to something even more powerful for senior eye health. Especially if you've noticed glare, or fogginess, or trouble seeing fine details. Black seed oil. Think for a moment about Robert. He's 75, warm, calm, the kind of man who always kept a book by his bedside. But lately, he found himself doing something new, something he never used to do. He'd squint. Not because he forgot his glasses. Not because the print was too small. But because the world around him seemed just a little dimmer. At restaurants, he'd lift the menu toward the overhead light. At home, he'd switch on an extra lamp just to read a simple text message. And even then, the contrast he once took for granted felt different. One evening during a family gathering, his granddaughter noticed him struggling to read something on his phone. She gently suggested, "Why don't you try black seed oil, Grandpa? It helped someone I know." Robert had heard the name before, Nigella sativa. Maybe in a recipe. Maybe in an old health article. But he never imagined it could support his eyes. So he started learning, slowly, curiously, about this tiny black seed that has been used for centuries. And the deeper he looked, the more it made sense. Black seed oil contains something called thymoquinone, a strong antioxidant. And antioxidants are like protectors. They guard the body's cells from damage caused by something called oxidative stress. Now here's what many seniors don't realize. Oxidative stress is one of the biggest threats to the clarity of your eyes as you age. It affects the lens. It affects the retina. It affects the nerves that carry visual signals to the brain. Yet so often, people think antioxidants are only for heart health, or immune support, or energy. But the truth is, your eyes may need them even more. Because your eyes are exposed to light, strain, screens, and aging processes every single day. When Robert took a teaspoon of black seed oil before bed, he didn't expect much. But over time, he noticed a change. The haze he felt in low light wasn't as strong. He didn't have to reach for the brightest lamp anymore. His eyes felt clearer in the evening instead of tired and heavy. Black seed oil doesn't work like a miracle switch, it's not an overnight transformation. But it supports the natural repair work your body does while you sleep. And for many seniors, that gentle boost makes a meaningful difference. A single teaspoon is often enough. Not heavy. Not harsh on digestion. Just a quiet helper supporting your eyes during the hours when your body restores itself. But here's something important. Even with all the benefits of omega-3, castor oil, and black seed oil, there's one more oil. The most overlooked one. The one seniors don't talk about nearly enough. The one that doesn't just support vision, but the nerves connected to the eyes themselves. And when those nerves are supported, your entire visual system benefits. Now that we've reached the fourth oil, I want you to pause for a moment and think about something simple, something you may have brushed aside without realizing it. Imagine noticing that your eyes feel tired earlier in the day, or that colors don't seem as rich and vibrant as they used to. Maybe you catch yourself rubbing your eyes more often, or blinking just to bring things back into focus. This was Susan's experience, quiet, subtle, and easy to ignore, until she learned about the power of taking vitamin E at night. You see, vitamin E isn't just another supplement, it's one of the most dependable fat-soluble antioxidants your body can use. Your eyes rely on it far more than many people realize. It supports the delicate tissues that help you process light, it protects the nerve cells that send visual signals to your brain, and it helps fight off the free radicals that slowly chip away at clarity as the years pass. Over time, these small stressors build up, especially after long days spent reading, watching television, or even using a smartphone. Vitamin E helps calm that daily wear and tear. But here's where many seniors go wrong. They apply vitamin E oil around the eyes, hoping it will brighten vision or reduce strain. But that only helps the skin on the surface. The real support comes from taking it internally, where it can actually reach the parts of the visual system that matter most. The lens, the retina, the nerves behind the eye, those are the areas vitamin E truly nourishes when it's taken the right way. And the timing matters too. A small dose before bed gives your body exactly what it needs during its deepest hours of repair. Nighttime is when your system slows down, resets, and restores itself. By letting vitamin E circulate while you sleep, you're giving your eyes a chance to recover from everything they carried throughout the day. It's a simple habit, but for many seniors, it becomes a quiet turning point, one that supports clarity, comfort, and long-term eye wellness. Now that we've explored all four oils, each offering its own kind of support, there's something deeper tucked beneath all of this. Something seniors rarely talk about openly, yet it affects how you see the world more than any oil, any supplement, or any routine ever could. It can be unsettling, even a little frightening, to notice your vision changing. For many seniors, eyesight isn't just about seeing, it's about independence, identity, and confidence. It's the way you read your favorite book, the way you recognize the faces you love, the way you navigate your home and your day with certainty. So when things start to look dimmer, blurrier, or harder to focus on, it touches something deep. It can make you feel like pieces of your freedom are slipping away. But instead of seeing these changes as a loss, try to view them as gentle signals, quiet reminders from your body that it still needs care, attention, and nourishment. Your eyes aren't failing you, they're simply asking for support. Just like any other part of your body, they respond beautifully when you give them the right tools. And sometimes those tools aren't complicated, sometimes they're as simple as a teaspoon of oil before bed. Tonight, choose just one of these oils and begin. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to do everything at once. One small step is enough to start shifting how your eyes feel day by day. Small habits have a way of becoming powerful turning points, especially when done consistently. And I want you to remember this, you're not powerless, and you're certainly not alone. Your eyes have carried you through decades of memories, moments, and milestones. They've seen joy, love, heartbreak, growth. They've served you faithfully through every season of your life. They deserve a little extra love every night, and so do you. Now, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on what we covered today. Today, we talked about 4 natural oils many seniors say help support their eyes: omega-3 fish oil for dryness and inflammation, castor oil for soothing moisture, black seed oil for antioxidant protection, and vitamin E oil for nourishing the nerves and tissues that shape your vision. Which of these oils are you most interested in trying? Or maybe you've already tried one of them before. Share your experience in the comments. I always read your stories, and your words often help someone else who's going through the same challenges. If this video brought you clarity, comfort, or hope in any way, like and subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. Every single click helps us reach more seniors who need gentle, natural health guidance. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your eyes, take care of your health, and as always, stay wise, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video.